Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock on a Sunday. It's time for a review show special. Now, this is where I take a deep dive into a particular topic, a particular subject, a particular creator, and I examine one or two of their tricks very, very closely. And today, I'm going to be looking at Matthew Wright. Now, anybody in the Magic community will be aware of Matthew Wright. Matthew is one of the most accomplished magicians, performers and creators in the whole of the magic industry. He has performed at a very high level for many, many years. For the last few years, he's had his own theatre called the Chamber of Secrets over in Spain, where he performs nightly shows. He's released magic with all of the major companies, and most recently, over the last few years, he's been creating and publishing magic through his own company. And some of the tricks that have come out this year, some of the most popular tricks of the last few years, have been as a result of Matthew Wright's production company. The reason I tell you that is because you kind of sit up and pay attention when Matt brings out a trick. Because when Matt brings out a trick, you know that people are going to be listening very, very clearly. And today, on this review show, I'm going to be looking at two tricks by Matthew Wright, two that have come out very, very recently, and I'm going to be reviewing them and performing them. Now, before I do that, I'm going to run an interview with Matthew Wright. Now, he's a very busy guy. He's, performing nightly at the Chamber of Secrets. He's constantly out performing, creating. But I managed to sit down with him for a few minutes and talk through with him these two new tricks and what they bring to the table and what they are and so on and so forth. So without further ado, we're going to start off by playing that interview with Matt Wright. And then once we've looked at the interview, I'm going to bring it back into the studio and I'm going to give a review to the two new tricks that Matt has just brought out. Let's go for it. So like I said, I am here sitting down with marvelous Matt Wright. Look, Matt, I got to say, I don't think there's anybody in this industry that's brought as many tricks out in 2023 than you. I mean,
I don't know. You must have come pretty close, Craig. I think me and you rocking the magic world, brother.
Tell me about it. I think between us, we've got 50% of the output at this point. But no, you brought loads of stuff out, both your own stuff, and obviously you've brought out things for other people as well. And you've had a constant output through the year. But the two tricks that we're going to be talking about right now, these are probably your last two releases of 2023. I don't think you've got anything else dropping before Christmas, or maybe you have.
No, I don't think so. Just after January, I think we'll have something. But yeah, this is the last two before Christmas, yeah.
And you kind of saved two of the best till last. And I want to talk about them. They're incredible.
Well, thank you. Yeah, one of them is a re-release, really, and it's one of my. It's my favorite trick. It's the favorite trick I've ever released. It's my favorite trick to perform. I absolutely love it. And the other one was something just out of necessity, really. I don't know if you want to introduce each one and we can talk about it, or I'll tell you what each one is.
Let's talk about Visions 2.0 first, because. Okay. What I like about the other one is it actually works with Visions. So if we talk about Visions first, we'll be able to talk about how the other one relates to it. Now, I'd never seen the original Visions map, but Nemid Phoenix, he swore by it. He raved about it. And it's been on my to-buy list, but it's been something I've never got around to. And when I saw Visions 2.0 had come out, I was like, oh, great. Finally, I'm going to be able to sit down and see what this is all about. I watched the live performance. And I was just blown away. I didn't have a clue. It fooled me. I had no idea how it could possibly work. Like no idea. Because that's what I do a lot of the time. I watch the live performance and I try and figure out what the method would be. And I couldn't figure it out. Because normally when you're doing some sort of prediction of a drawing or something, which is what this is all about, and we'll talk about it in a second. But normally you're controlling their choice in some way. Like, hey, I've got these pictures. Do you want to take... It was nothing like that. It was just like, I think I've got a connection with you. I'm sending you a drawing. What is it? And it was just like the most fair choice. And that just blew me away. Like, it's amazing.
It is a fair choice. It really is. And the power and the confidence of doing this trick comes from 15, 20 years of performing drawing duplications. I used to do one on stage with my mind reading puppet. I've always loved the drawing duplication or just thinking of a drawing premise. And the more that I practiced it, the more I found that I could build it into one trick that covered every picture that you could possibly think of. The idea itself came from Eugene Berger's Thought Sender. As you know, I was a student at Eugene's, and he used to love the trick Thought Sender. So I went away and I used to work that quite a lot, and I was always had this drawing duplication in the back of my mind, and I combined the two tricks and went back and I saw Eugene at Blackpool just before he passed away, and I performed it for him, and I fooled him with it too. So that was a good moment for me.
That's great. That's amazing. So the effect, for anybody who hasn't heard of it, is basically you tell somebody that you've got a connection with them, which is an amazing hook anyway. You're telling them you're sending them a drawing. What drawing have you sent them? And then you have this hilarious moment where you go, yeah, that's right, like really funny gag. Then you have them pick a card, and the crazy thing is you've predicted right from the very beginning. You've got a card in your pocket or in your wallet or wherever you want it that matches the card they pick, and on the back of it, it's from a different deck, and you've got the drawing that they said that you sent them. I mean, wow.
Yeah, there really is no backtracking from it. It's as clean as you say. Pretty much, there's nothing really to do. And you're saying about the comedy element of it. Obviously, I perform it in that way because I love to perform magic in a comedic way. But you can also do it very, very straight laced as well. You can do it as a straight up drawing duplication, a straight up psychic trick. But I choose to do it in the comedy sense. And like you say, it's a double prediction. Whatever card they choose and whatever drawing they think of, you pull out an envelope or your wallet, or just pull the card out of your pocket. It's from a different deck, like you said. It matches the card that they've chosen. And then they're quite impressed with that. It's quite a good trick. Yeah. And then you turn it over and it's got the kicker, and it's the drawing that they just thought of. And there is no forcing with it. They do think of anything. There's a little bit of psychological forcing along the way, but it doesn't feel like anything, and it's 100%. There are rights for everything. There's no way you can get this wrong. I've been performing it for so long, I know it inside out, and the tutorial covers every step of the way that you just can't miss with it.
Well, I'm going to mention this in the review later on, but one of the things that really impressed me about the tutorial is that you're doing kind of like a commentary track, but you had your picture. You had 3 live performances. And after each live performance, you played it again, and you were there at the bottom watching the performance along with the viewer, and you were stopping at various points, and you were like, okay, do you see what I did there? Let me explain why I did this at this point, right? Let's carry on playing. Right, let's stop right there. Do you see what she did there? The reason why she did that. Like, this is next level tutorial.
I always try to do that, Craig. I always try to push the boundaries and teach it in a different way. I think I've got a good reputation for teaching and my tutorials, and this again, I've stepped it up another level, and I want to make sure that you get all the nuances. I want to give you the confidence that I've got in performing this effect, because when people first see it or they first realize what it is, they're a little bit shy of it and aren't 100% convinced that it will do what they want it to do. But it does. It works 100% of the time. So I wanted to put that into the tutorial and show you so you can see very clearly in a live environment how it works and why it works.
Absolutely. And then you've got the bonus routine as well. So you've built a star sign revelation into it. So you can have the card in an envelope, for example, or in a wallet, and safety pin, paperclip, to that is a bill. And on the bill is the star sign that the person star sign. I mean,
yeah, it's one of your pal Lloyd. It's one of his favorite tricks, he tells me. I don't know if he's just flirting with me, but I think it is. Yeah, it's a triple prediction then. It's the same two. They pick any card, they pick any drawing, and it's also got paperclip to it. It can be a note or it can be some money, anything you like, paperclip to it, and on it has their star sign revealed on there as well. So it's a triple whammy. And it's from that, there is absolutely no backtracking. There's no way back from that. You do need a little bit extra if you want to perform that bonus routine. That's why it is a bonus routine, because you don't get everything supplied for that little bit, obviously. if it's on money, we're not supplying the money and things like that. So there's other few little bits that you might need to add to it, but it does take the trick onto another level. It's something I've never released before, and I'm really, really proud of it. So I'm glad you liked it too.
Yeah. I want to ask you one question, because this is a question I can't answer in my review because I never saw the original Visions. People have said to me, when you review Visions 2.0, can you tell me the difference between the first one and the second one? Now, I know for a fact that I don't want to give too much away, but it's a specially printed deck. It's a specially printed box. It means that because of the box and because of the deck, there's no memory work at all. There's no memorization or anything. There's no external cribbing. Everything is self-contained. And my eyes are shot, like they are the worst. But I can see those marks from a mile off, and I believe that's
that is one of the big changes from our last interview. So we haven't spoken for a while. I wasn't wearing these the last interview. So these have had to go on because my eyes are failing me badly, and I couldn't read the markings on the old Visions. So going back to the drawing board with Visions 2.0 or 2020 Visions, I thought was quite a cool little term because of the eyesight. So going back to 2020 Visions, back to the drawing board, it was almost a selfish way to do it. It was something that I needed to do just for me so that I could carry on doing the trick while my eyes are failed. But I remember when I first brought it out, a lot of people who got it said they couldn't perform it because their eyesight was bad. I'm like, don't be daft. I was young. I was foolish. I had great eyes. I didn't really know what they were talking about. But now I know what they're talking about, and this solves it completely. And like you say, there is printing on the box. There's 2 lots of printings on the box. That's very, very easy to see. There's no memory work to do at all. It's very, very self-explanatory. It's very, very easy to find the drawings and the pictures and the cards that you need to find. And also the star sign reveal is printed on there too. So that, like I said, there's no memory work at all.
It's perfect. It's brilliant, and I can't wait to start performing it. Now, the other routine that I'm going to be looking at on this review show is the nest of wallets.
Nest of envelopes.
Sorry, nest of envelopes.
The marvelous nesting envelopes.
That's the one.
There we go.
And the reason I say nest of wallets is because honestly, when I first saw this, I was like, oh, okay, what? And when I finished watching the tutorial, I was like, this is really clever. For me, this is a little bit like, this is to playing cards what Nick Einhorn did to coin and ring magic with the nest of envelopes.
Yeah.
It feels the same in that it's this
I've almost said nesting wallets myself, to be honest. So, it's not just you. I've almost said exactly the same thing. And it is that. This came out of necessity. I absolutely love card to wallet routines. I've got loads. I've invented and released 6 or 7 card to wallets, I
don't think anybody has released more card to wallets in this industry over there. And I tell you what, still one of my favorite wallets of all time is the 4-scene wallet.
It's a great wallet. That 4-scene wallet was great. Some of the things that could do was no other wallet could do and hasn't been able to do since. But with it, what I'm like with putting routines on a release. I think I've released 5 or 6 wallets. I've probably released 30 or 40 different card to wallet routines on those releases. And you can only carry one wallet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can only carry one wallet, and you can only take one card out of that wallet. I mean, with 4-scene, you could take 2 out, but you can only really do one routine with your card to wallet. You can't take a card out and then do another trick and take another card out of the same wallet. It doesn't make sense. No. And it doesn't make sense to pull another wallet out.
No.
So I wanted something that I could do another routine, another card to wallet that wasn't a wallet. Yeah. And the envelopes make perfect sense for that.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. And I love the fact, for people that don't know what this is, the idea is very simply, you give out an envelope. It's a locking envelope. You've created a locking envelope with a little elastic band that keeps it in place, and you get extra elastic bands. You give that out from the very beginning. Anytime that you want to have a card appear in that envelope, you can do with no palming. You can take the envelope, You know, it's very natural, very motivated. You take out a black envelope from inside, you show it both sides, they take the red one, you take a white envelope, and obviously there's a load. People aren't stupid, but the way that you've developed these envelopes, the load is automatic because of how you're taking the envelopes out without giving too much away. I always struggle loading cards. I've always struggled. Like I can do it, but I'm not great at it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to do this right in front of the audience. And I was playing around with it. I was like, this is easy. It's almost like
it just happens.
The envelope guide for you. In the action,
it's
it out.
I don't know if you remember Tommy Wonder's Nest of Boxes version 2, where you load as you're unloading, as you're opening one box, you're actually loading the thing inside the next box. And it's a little bit like that kind of feel to it. You're right. As you're taking one of the envelopes out and you're handing that out, you're almost setting, you are set, as you're taking one out, you're setting up the next load for it. And there's no funny movements. There's no funny business at all, really. Everything seems very clean. You're looking at all sides, and then inside 3 envelopes, paperclip to your business card or paperclip to whatever it is going to be, is their selected signed card or their card from the visions, their prediction, whatever it's going to be.
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah. You can actually combine this with visions. You can do anything with this that you would do with a card to wallet. You can do with this. You can hand it out at the beginning, unlike a lot of card to wallets. It can be given out and taken back at any point that you want. So if you want to do a signed card to impossible location or a stranger signed card to impossible location, you can. But the lead routine that you've got on there, because you make the points on the tutorial that you've created so many routines, and they're all on different projects, and you put a bunch of live performances of you doing various routines with the Nest of Wallets, and you go, I'm not going to explain them. You explain how the envelopes work, and then you kind of go, watch these live performances. You've already got everything you need, and they have. Anybody who's been in Magic for more than 0.2 seconds will be able to watch those live performances with the information that you've given them on how the envelopes work and go, okay, I can see exactly how to do that. But you have created like a lead routine, which is brand new for this project, right?
Yeah, and it's
killer.
It had to be super, super simple, which it is. It had to be a devilishly good routine, and it is. I don't want to say this, but I'm gonna, because it's kind of got the feel of the world's greatest card trick. Do you know that one that's just been released for $500 or whatever it is?
Actually, I was gonna say
it's a similar sort of thing.
It is.
And it's $20.
It's as close to the Holy Grail as you're gonna get. Because this is exactly what happens. You give an envelope out to somebody, and you have somebody basically name a card, and there's no restrictions. There's no like equivoke or anything like that. You have them name a card. And then after a few seconds, you take the envelope back, you open it up. Inside there's another envelope. Inside there's another envelope. And inside is your business card, paperclip to a playing card. And when they turn that over, it's the card that they named. It's the Holy Grail. It's what people have been trying to do.
And it's done with no moves as well. That's one of the things that I really, really had to, one of the restrictions I gave to myself. I didn't want any moves with it. So whatever card they're saying, you're locating it out in the open. It's very, very motivated and very clean as to how you're handling the cards. You're not doing any moves at all. You're doing it all out in the open, yet it's still fooling, and it's still motivated, and it's still rational, and you're still coming up with a miracle. Yeah. I mean, in the trailer, I do it in one of the extended performances, I do it 2 times. I don't know if it's actually on the DVD. I put it out with Murphy's. I do it to 2 girls, one after another, because one of them wanted to see it again. And I don't usually do that. I don't usually show the trick twice. But with this, I said, yeah, no problem. Let me reset. Let me put another card in, and I went straight back in and did exactly the same routine again, and it hit even stronger the second time.
That's killer. That's absolutely amazing. And if you've got something, and it is a utility device, because if you've got something like Visions 2020, for example, you can have the prediction card appear in the envelope that the person's been holding on to from the very beginning.
Yeah, and I use it for the star sign prediction in Visions, so you can have it paperclipped to a note of money with the star sign written on it, and attach the picture with the drawing and the card on there as well. So it's very, very useful for things like that. And like you said, the beauty of it is having it out in the open, on the table, in the spectator's hands, whatever it is, before the trick even starts. And there's no palming and there's no moves to it at all. It's really strong, and people have been raving about it. I wasn't surprised how well it's done, but I felt justified in the work that I put into it, in how well it's done.
You should do. I have a friend that's a mentalist, and he does like a walk around version of the master prediction system by having like a kind of like a little mini pad, and he's got a blank card on there, and he's doing double writing, and he's getting people to give him information, and then he's going into a card to wallet. And this would be perfect for like a mini close-up master prediction system, but you could give the envelope out from the very beginning. So you can say,
exactly.
That throughout your performance, you can have people naming stuff, which you're writing on a pad. You then take off the piece of paper, give it them, and you take the envelope back. Inside's an envelope, and inside you've predicted every choice they've made through your close-up set. I mean, how strong is that?
And with these envelopes as well, because there are 3, you can do some of the gags, which, I mean, I've got some funny gags in there, but you can have things written on the envelopes as well, where as you take them out, no, not this one and that one. And so there's lots of little gags you can build into it if you want to do more comedy, or if you want to do absolute serious mentalism, like you're saying there, you can quite easily load a confabulation in there or whatever else you're going to do and have it on the table or in the spectator's hands before you even start.
It's brilliant, mate. It's absolutely brilliant. Congratulations on 2 great releases. I'm going to go back and review them now and do a performance of them. But Matt, it's absolutely awesome having you on the show. Thank you so much. And, you know, I'm going to do another interview with you in the next couple of weeks, but and we'll talk there. But I know you're back at Blackpool this year. I know you're going to do a tour. So I'm looking forward to that. But these 2 releases, where can people buy them directly from you? Or do they go to their favorite?
No, do you know, I've stopped doing it. I'm so busy with my show and with designing and creating things. I don't run a web shop anymore. I'm quite happy to support every other dealer. Let them sell it through Murphy's. Let them get all the money, and I just wholesale throughout the world. I sell them at lectures. I sell them at Blackpool at conventions. But other than that, I don't really sell much on my website anymore.
So if you want these, go to your favorite magic dealer.
Exactly. Support your local dealers, boys.
Absolutely. Matt, thank you so much for coming on the show. You are, as always, marvelous. And congratulations on all your success. Well done on these 2 new products. And I will see you again soon.
Bless you, sir. Cheers, buddy. Bye-bye.
Take care, mate.
So first of all, I want to say thank you to Matthew Wright for finding time to actually do that interview with me. Matt is an absolute legend in this industry. I'm going to say the same thing to you that I said to Matt, which is this review is going to be my honest, unbiased opinion. I do consider Matt a friend, but I said the same thing to him as I'm saying to you. This is going to be my full, unbiased opinion. Now, with that being said, the first trick that we're going to be looking at is the Marvelous Nesting Envelopes by Matthew Wright. And what is this? Well, basically, think nest of wallets, think nest of boxes, but with envelopes. What you have here is you have an envelope like this. So you actually have a little red envelope, and the envelope actually has an elastic band around it which locks it closed so it can't be opened. And you get a couple of those elastic bands, so if they snap, you've got replacements. And the whole idea is this is designed to fit into a jacket pocket. This is designed to fit into a little close-up case. This very much packs small. And then what happens, and you'll see a performance of this in a minute, but what happens is that I take this envelope, you give it to someone to hold on to, they hold on to the envelope. Now, the classic routine is you have them pick a card. They pick a card, they sign the card's lost in the deck. You then take the envelope back and you say, what do you think's in the envelope? Inside the envelope is another envelope. It's actually a little black envelope. And then you open up the back envelope and you say inside the envelope, there's actually a white envelope, and it's a white envelope made out of Tyvek, which has actually got a little seal on it. And when the white envelope is open, there's a card in there, and on the card it's their card with their signature, basically. So it's a little bit like card to wallet, or imagine what Nick Einhorn's Nest of Wallets did for people that do magic with coins and rings and that sort of thing. This is the same sort of thing for cards. Now, I've got to be honest with you, when I first saw this, I was like, oh, okay, there's been nests of wallets before, but nest of envelopes before. This probably isn't going to be that new or that innovative. For years, I did the Gary Kurtz card to nest of envelopes using the longitudinal palm and steel. And so I thought, this isn't going to bring anything new to the table. I was actually really wrong. And the reason I was really wrong is because this has got a few advantages. First of all, you can hand this envelope out at the very, very beginning. They're not going to try and open it because this lock keeps everything shut. But this lock actually serves a couple of purposes, including making the steal of the card very, very easy. There's no palming in this at all. You don't need to palm anything. There's nothing to palm. And what's really nice is the second that you take out the envelope that's inside this one, we don't want the instructions in there, when we take out the envelope that's inside this one, and you immediately give them this envelope to hold on to. So they're seeing absolutely everything. And then when they open up this envelope and they see that this one's in there, again, you can give them this envelope to examine. And then inside this envelope, which is sealed shut, they open it up. And when they open it up, they see a card there straight away. They can take it out and it's their signed card. And from a reset point of view, all you have to do is put that envelope away inside that envelope. And once that envelope's been put away inside that envelope, you put both of these envelopes away inside this envelope. You just lock it back up in place with the elastic band and you're reset, ready to go again. So it's a very easy reset. It packs small, it plays big. There's no palming, there's very little sleight of hand. And what Matt has done on the tutorial, which is really nice, is he's gone through, there's a couple of live performances on there of the main routine, which I'll get to in a second. But he goes through everything with a fine-tooth comb. He goes through the mentality and the psychology of why this works. He goes through absolutely everything. Now, to be clear, the white envelope at the end is not examinable. But to be honest, they're never going to want to examine it. And the reason is they're holding on to the envelopes the whole time. It feels like they've examined everything. And when they open up the white envelope and inside is the card, at that point, that's what they want to look at. They want to look at the card. What I really liked is normally there's a moment in these sort of routines where you have to do something a little bit dodgy because there's something that needs to be loaded somewhere at some point. That's not the case because as these envelopes come out, it's automatically creating a guide to load the next thing without giving too much away. It's genius the way that these have been engineered. This is more incredible than you would think because there's more going on with this than you could possibly imagine. Now, before I go any further about the actual tutorial, we're going to have a quick look at a performance. This is me performing the routine, so you can see exactly what it looks like. Let's have a look at a performance, and then I'll bring it back and give it a review. I have an envelope. Now, this is a red envelope, obviously. It is called the envelope of mystery. Ooh. I know, right? And you can see that I put a little elastic band there. I've locked this in place. There's a prediction inside there. A prediction of something that's going to happen in the not too distant future. Now pop that down in front of you and give these cards a bit of a shuffle jack if you can. Just mix them up, make sure they're in no particular order. And I'm going to tell you ahead of time what's going to happen here. I'm going to have you pick a card. And the card that you pick will have been predicted in that envelope. So it's important that you realise you can have any card that you want to. So you can take any card from this deck that you've shuffled and look at it, and if you're happy with it, great. If not, you can put it back and get a different one. Go for it. Beep. Now, is that the card that you're happy with, or do you want to put it back and grab a different one?
No, I like this card.
You like the card? Good. Okay, so that's the card. Can you write your name on it as well? You're going to sign it. Nice big letters on the face. So you're going to be huge letters on the face. Write your name. That way we know that that is definitely your card. But to be honest, it's not about the fact that you're signing it. It's more about the fact that I'm going to predict what the card is. Right. I have had people in the past that have lied to me and changed the name of the card at the last second. Now we know what card you picked. Now the card gets put back. That card is not important, so just say stop.
Stop.
Pop the card back there. Sure you want it there?
Yeah.
Michael, did you see the card?
Yeah.
Cool, brilliant stuff. We're going to leave it around there. Now that's about halfway down. We'll put it a little bit further. We'll stick it there. And we'll put this half in the middle of this half. And you can square everything up yourself, Jack, just to make sure it really is lost in there. Are we happy?
Yep.
Good. So, from the very beginning, before we even did any of this, I gave you an envelope. Can you pass me the envelope, please? Now, also, I want you to point out that this here has been locked with this elastic band from the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
Can you hold on to that for me a minute for me? Thank you. Now, inside here, if you believe in magic, I mean, if you really, really believe in magic, what do you think's inside there?
My card.
That would be good, but no, it's actually another envelope.
Oh.
It's another envelope. It's an envelope in an envelope. The mystery continues, Jack. You can have that and hold on to it or put it away. But this envelope was inside that envelope from the very beginning. Inside this envelope, if you believe in magic, I mean, if you really believe in magic, what do you think's inside here?
A prediction.
No, it's actually another envelope, Jack.
That's like fucking past the parcel.
The thing about this envelope, though, I want you to see, this envelope has actually, can you see it? It's actually got a little gold seal on it, right?
Yeah.
You can hold that one as well. And the reason for this gold seal, very, very simply put, is it seals this envelope shut. Now, inside here, from the very beginning, there has been a card. From the very, very beginning, you take that card out, but don't turn it over, just put it on the table. That card has been there from the very, very beginning. If this predicted the card that you picked, would that be good?
That would be pretty good.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be a miracle, Jack. I wanted to do a miracle. So not only did I predict the card, I also predicted how you would sign your name.
That's my card.
And that's your card. There you go.
Okay, so that's the performance. Now that's a performance of just a classic card to impossible location. I love that. To be honest, that's the way I'm probably going to do it, because I love the idea of bringing this out at the beginning, handing it to somebody, doing my set, and at the end you open this and the thing, the card or whatever is inside there from the very, very beginning. I really like that. I love the idea of having a signed card appear in here. However, the main routine on the project that Matt goes through is it's kind of an impossible prediction. So he hands the envelope out to somebody from the beginning, and he has someone name a card. And through a process, he says, hey, it doesn't really, I don't want to give away how the trick works, but he has them name a card. And in essence, what happens is at the end, this envelope's opened up, inside is another envelope, inside is another envelope, and inside is the card that they've named. He calls it Mission Impossible or something like that. Fantastic routine, really well constructed, really well thought out. Now, the other thing that I should tell you about this is when you watch the performance, I just had the card go in the envelope. But Matt talks about a system that he's actually published before where the card, when it comes out of the envelope, it's got your business card paperclip to the playing card. So when they open up the final envelope, inside is a business card and a paperclip and an actual playing card. You take everything out and you give it them, and inside is their card, their signed card or their named card, and your business card has actually been clipped to it, which I thought was really, really good as well. Outside of that, the other thing that's worth noting is that Matt gives you other live performances as well. So there's other live performances on the project of other tricks that he's taught on other projects that he's adapted to use with the nesting envelopes, like Card to Impossible Location, a bunch of different things. And you see those full live performances. Now, he doesn't teach how those tricks are done, but in all honesty with you, you don't need to see the explanations really, because what you're buying this for, he teaches you how to get a card inside this envelope. He teaches you the main routine. He teaches you all of that. He teaches you all the subtleties, all the sleights, all the moves, absolutely everything. The other routines are there to inspire you and give you ideas of how to use this. Now, in all honesty, if you've been in Magic for more than 0.5 seconds, you'll look at those other performances, and knowing how this envelope works, you'll immediately be able to see what he's doing and how he's doing those routines. So they don't really need an explanation. If I was going to be super negative, the one thing that I would say is it would have been nice to hear Matt talk about them. He says that he's published them and taught them on other projects, but the people that are watching this might not have those other projects. I've seen him perform these before, but not everybody would. But like I said, you can watch the full live performances, and with the information he's given you about how this envelope works, you'll easily be able to put 2 and 2 together and get 4.
So what do I think about this? Well, this is a super practical way of doing a card to impossible location. It's a super practical way of getting somebody to name a card and having it predicted right from the very beginning. It's an instant reset. There's no table required. It's easy to do. There's lots of different options. You can use this and go into one routine, and then on the next table go into a completely different routine. You could even, there's a load of stuff you could do with this that Matt hasn't even discussed. Like if you've got blank cards and you're doing double writing or something, you could use this as almost like a mini master prediction system. There's an awful lot you can do with this. I very much like it. It's super thin, takes up no pocket space. I'm going to be adding this to my act. I love it. I love that you can hand it out at the beginning and then bring the whole thing full circle at the end. It's why I'm going to give this 100%. It gets my highest recommendation. And with that being said, we're going to now move on to the second trick that we're going to be looking at on this week's review show. So the second trick that we're going to be looking at right now is Visions 2.0 by Matthew Wright. A freely thought of drawing appears on the back of their selected card. Telling you right now, this is killer. Now, I never saw the original Visions. My friend Nemid did. I was speaking to him about it. I'd never seen the original Visions. He did. I can see the improvements. Matt talks about the improvements on the project. The nesting envelopes that we looked at earlier on, that's got like a 35-minute tutorial. This is about an hour and 15-minute tutorial. And you can see that Matt has done this a lot. There are so many live performances on this project. And one thing that Matt does, which is really cool, is he shows you the live performance, then he shows it you again, but you see him down the bottom of the screen explaining and pausing the video at certain points and saying, now look, you see where I did that? This is why I did that. This is why I did this. This is what happens there. This is what happens there. Just a really well put together tutorial that leaves no stone unturned. You can tell that he's very passionate about this trick and he wants people to be able to perform it properly. So what happens in Visions 2.0? Well, very, very simply, this is the effect. You have a deck of cards, which you're going to be using a little bit later on there on the table. They're in your pocket. You say to a spectator, I'm going to send you an image. I'm going to think of a very simple thing that you can draw. I'm going to send you that image. Tell me if you receive it. And they go, no. And you go, well, I feel we've got a connection. What was it? And they say the drawing. And you go, yeah, that's right. I can't believe it. That's exactly what I was thinking about. I'm going to prove it to you. You say, we've got this connection. And then you bring out a deck of cards and you say, well, let's see if we can take it one step further. And you have them cut the deck and you have them look at the card that they cut to, and you go, yeah, that's the card right there that I was thinking of, that I was trying to send you. And obviously they don't believe a word that you're saying. And at the end, you reach into your pocket and you pull out the duplicate of the card on the table. So if they cut to the King of Spades, for example, you pull out a King of Spades, and so you've actually predicted the card they would cut to. But then you've been using a blue deck. This is a red card, and on the back of the red card is a drawing, and it's the drawing that they freely named. So it's not drawing duplication, it's a prediction of a playing card and a drawing. And the method is genius. You get a custom designed deck. Now there is a one-time prep. That prep is going to take about 20 minutes. You get everything that you need to do the prep. There's nothing else you need. It's going to take you about 20 minutes to prep it all together. Once it's prepped, you're ready to go and you'll be able to do it immediately. Here's the plus points on this. First of all, it's very easy to do. There's one move towards the end that you have to do where you have to, I'll tell you right now, there's one thing, you have to palm a card. Now, if you don't know how to palm a card or you don't like palming cards, there are options. And there are ways to get around that, but the way that Matt does it a lot of the time is he actually palms the card. Outside of that, everything is very, very simple. It's a free choice of drawing. You're not influencing them in any way, shape or form. It's a totally free choice of drawing. And it's instantly repeatable, and it's going to be a different outcome every single time. It's an instant reset, which is really good. You don't necessarily need a table. You can use a table, but you don't need a table. And it is very, very baffling. Like I say, on the tutorial, Matt goes through so many different things. Now, before we go any further about this, I'm going to show you a performance of this. So have a look at a performance of me doing Visions 2.0. And then once we've had a look at a performance, I'll bring it back and tell you everything else you need to know.
Jack, hello. We've been working together for quite a while now. See, pre-pandemic, we've been working with each other. And I think that you and I have a great connection. I think that, no, I do. Can you feel it? I can feel it. Sometimes it's tangible. It's like an electricity that flows between you and me. It's a tangible buzz. We've worked together so long, Jack, that I feel I could even psychically send you something and you would know exactly what I'm thinking of.
What?
Like, look, let me give you an example. When I come in the morning into the office, when I come into the office in the morning, probably what's the first thing that I'm going to ask for? Coffee. See, he knows. You know. It's instinct at this point, Jack, that you just know exactly what I'm thinking of because we've been working together for so long. So we're going to take that to the next level.
Oh, God.
I'm going to think of a drawing.
Right.
And I'm going to send it to you, Jack. Hold your hand out like that. I'm going to send you this drawing. Did you feel the electricity, Jack? Did you feel it course through your veins, Jack?
Can't say I did.
Jack, I just sent you a drawing, psychically. What was the drawing, Jack?
Dog?
Jack! It was a dog! Dude, we could go on the road and be like a double act, clairvoyance, Jack and Craig. Craig and Jack. We could be traveling around the world. Honestly, man, it is a dog! Look, we need to take this to the next level. We need to take this to the next level. I've got these
Just go back a
these cards. No, I've got these cards here, Jack, and you can see that they're all different, right?
Yeah.
Here's what we're going to do. Jack, I would like you to cut some cards. It's up to you how many you. I want you to cut a packet of cards over there. Okay, fantastic. Jack, I sent you a picture of a dog and you picked up on that.
Sure.
I'm now thinking of a playing card. I'm thinking of a playing card, Jack. And you just cut the deck, didn't you?
Yeah.
You cut the deck to this point. I'm going to have a look at the card you cut to. The Ten of Hearts, Jack! That's the card! Jack, that's the card, the Ten of Hearts. Michael, are you not impressed by this? Because I'm blown away. Like, seriously, me and Jack, we could be on the road.
What is going on?
No, I'm not joking, Jack. Look, hang on, let me get in my pocket. Look, I want you to see, because I'm off camera here. Can you see? I've had something in my pocket the whole time.
Yeah.
From the very beginning. Now, remember, Jack, you cut to the Ten of Hearts, didn't you?
Yeah.
Look at what I've got in my pocket, Jack. Look here.
Another 10 of hearts.
Yeah, because I sent you the Ten of Hearts, Jack. I sent you the Ten of Hearts, and you cut to the Ten of Hearts. And Jack, earlier on, I sent you a picture of a dog. And this Ten of Hearts that's been in my pocket the whole time has got a picture of a dog on it, Jack.
It's a dog?
It's a dog, Jack.
Wow.
You and me, man. We could take the industry by storm.
Can't look at the dog.
There's the dog.
Does he have a name?
I'm seriously thinking Britain's Got Talent next year.
You think again?
You and me. You and me. Honestly, I think we could slay that audience. Screw Ryland. It's time for you and me. Anyway. You like the dog, don't you?
So there you go, that's Visions 2.0. That's the performance of it. Now, like I say, the tutorial is very in-depth. Matt goes through everything with a fine-tooth comb. He makes sure that you fully understand the system. Now, there's not really any memory work, and the reason there's no memory work is because the card box, the deck is specially printed, but the card box is specially printed as well, and there's a crib on the card box that tells you everything that you need. So obviously the more you do this, the better you're going to get at it, even though there's very little moves. But in case you have any memory problems or any issues, there is a crib on the back of the card box as well, and it's been specially printed onto the card box. Now, there is a bonus routine where you can actually take this to the next level if you want to. And the bonus routine involves a star sign prediction as well. So what you can do is you can have people think of their star sign, you can have people think of a drawing, and you can have people think of a playing card. And then what will happen is you'll end up in a situation where you open up your wallet, and inside a wallet is a playing card, and it's the card that matches the card that they cut to. And there's a paperclip on the playing card. And the paperclip has like a £5 note or a $5 note under it, or a €5 note. You take the €5 note out, you open it up, and it predicts the star sign that they're thinking of. And then finally you turn the card around and it's got the drawing on the other side. So it adds an extra element. It becomes almost like more of a confabulation style routine. Now, if you're going to do that, you are going to need like a card to impossible location, and you're going to have to create a crib. But Matt goes through that with a fine-tooth comb. And in case you do want to do that routine, Matt also has had the box specially printed so that it tells you what you need to know, if that kind of makes sense. But you are going to need to make, not a crib, sorry, an index. You are going to need to make an index at some point in order to be able to do this without giving too much away. I like that. I don't think I'd do that. I actually prefer the original Visions routine. But if you're wanting to add an extra element, then you absolutely can. And Matt goes through exactly how to do that. The other thing that's worth noting is you can actually do this and eliminate the palming completely by combining it with the first routine that I reviewed, which was the nest of wallets. So you can hand that wallet out from the nest of envelopes. You can hand those that red envelope out at the very beginning, go through Visions, have them cut the card, have them name the drawing, and then you can take the envelope back, and with no palming, you can open up the envelope. Inside is another envelope, inside is another envelope, and inside that envelope is a playing card, and you can have, like, you know, your business card paperclip to it as well, and it will be the card that they thought of, and then the back of it is going to have the drawing that they thought of as well. Yeah, I mean, that's everything that you need to know. Is it difficult? No, it's actually quite easy to do. There is a palm in there, but you are going to be able to have alternate ways to take out the palm. You're not going to have to worry about that too much. Is it well made? Absolutely. It's a specially printed deck, specially printed box. It's going to last as long as a deck of cards would do. What's the tutorial like? Absolutely amazing. You know, as I say, even to the point of playing the performance and then stopping it at points to point out exactly what he's doing. Matt's left no stone unturned, and he does that with 3 full live performances, so you can see exactly every opportunity. Does it work every single time? 99% of the time, yes. Is there a chance that occasionally they name a drawing that you might not be able to predict? Yes. However, Matt talks to you about how to deal with that. He talks about how to make sure that that almost never happens, and in the very, very, very rare situation where it does happen, how to actually deal with it so the audience doesn't feel like you've had a miss at all. Honestly, I've performed this now about 10 or 15 times. I've not had a miss yet, and I don't think you would do because of how the deck's created and set up. I can't really say much more without giving it too much away, but I don't think that's an issue at all. Does it reset? Yes, it's an instant reset. But it plays big. You can do this in a parlour show very, very easily, and probably even a cabaret show and a small stage show. Do I like it? Yes, I absolutely love it. I'd never seen the original Visions, and Nem had raved about the original Visions, and you know, Nem, I've already talked about, for my money, is one of the best close-up magicians in the UK. So when he raves about something, I sit up and I pay attention. And Visions 2.0, I've spoken to Nemid about it. It's even better than the original Visions. I'm going to give this 100% as well. It's very rare that I do a review show where everything gets 100%, but this is so good. And I love the fact that I can have this and I can have my nest of envelopes in my pocket. That's all I need. And I can go into this routine, or I can do a different routine with the nest of envelopes, and I can do a sign card to Impossible Location, or I can do something else. I love that I've got so many options. But Visions 2.0 is amazing. It gets 100%. It's highly recommended. You watch the tutorial, and I reckon probably an hour or two after that, you'll be able to do it, and you'll be going out trying and performing it. So there you go, guys. That's another review show in the bag. Do me a favour, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now, you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I'm going to be back again tomorrow with another video, so make sure you look out for that. If you haven't watched the Q&A today at 12 o'clock, please do so. And also, don't forget, if you haven't joined the Netrix, we're going to be uploading another bunch of videos very, very soon. Just go to www.thenetrix.com. It's my online streaming platform. You can go check that out and see what all the fuss is about. I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. My name's Craig from Magic TV.